Hello, you're welcome. In this video, we are going to be looking at how you can create pie charts in ThinkCell. So to create pie charts in ThinkCell, you will need to come to your ThinkCell, and then under your elements, you come to charts and you select this pie, then you place it here. So it's important to know that the pie chart acts as a 100% chart that has one category of data. So for us to see the data that led to this very plot, we are going to click on this chart and then to the data sheet. Then here you can see what led to the chart. So we have series here, which we can change. So let's say I'm working with 4 continents: Africa, Europe, Asia, and Oceania. Let me use North America. So I can change these values here. Let me just take them out. So let's say here I'm having 25%, and for the next I'm having 17%, and for the next one I'm having 23%, and the last one I'm having 35%. That should be 100%. So now you can see how it looks in my pie chart. Now this is when we are using the percentage values. Now it's possible for us to want to use absolute values instead of percentage values. To do this, let's go back to our data sheet, and then from this our data sheet, let's make some changes. So the changes that we need to make is just to select these entire cells, or if we want to add multiple series, we select the entire column and then come to this very option which says add or remove percentage formatting. Once we click on it, we now have absolute values here. So what we can do is just to enter our absolute values here, and ThinkCell will be able to take the total of the absolute values and use that to calculate the individual percentages, which you to now use to plot the chart. So let's say here I have 259, here I have 120, here I have 59, and here I have 98. So you can see that these are not percentages, but yet while using ThinkCell will be able to calculate the percentages of each of those absolute values that we provided it, and then use it to plot our pie chart. Now we can change the arrangement of the pies that we have in this pie chart. So what we need to do is just to click on the chart, and then you can see the various sheet order that we have here. By default, it uses the clockwise sheet order, but we can change this clockwise sheet order to other options. So if I click here, I have the option to change it to counterclockwise. So you can see how it looks when we use counterclockwise. We can also use ascending order clockwise, and we can also use the descending order clockwise. So this is when we want to change the sheet order. So let's bring it back to the default, which is the sheet order clockwise. And it is also important to know that you can change the position of this series text. So let's say for this Europe, you want it to move a bit upward. You can just click on the Europe and then move it up a little to the position you want. You can also drag it to the bottom to any position that you want. And you can see that it is very easy to move it based on where you want to place it. It's also important to know that you can move your pie to any position that you want. So a specific pie in a specific slice of pie in the entire pie, you can move it to any position that you want, not necessarily using this option that I showed you, which is the sheet order option. So let's say we want to move Europe to this very position. So what we'll do is just select the Europe, and then this very point, we click on it and move it to this very position. So once we've gotten to this position, we let it be, and you can see where our Europe now appears. So this is one option for you to move a specific slice of your pie. Now you may want to highlight a specific part of the pie as well, so as to tell the kind of story that you want to tell your audience. So let's say for this Europe again, you want to move it a bit forward compared to other parts of the pie. So you want to move the slice forward from the other part of the pie. What you do is still click here after you've selected it and then move it. You drag it to the front and then you let it be. Now you can see that it has separated itself from the entire pie. And now you can tell your story based on having this separated. So these are just the few tricks I want to show you in this video on how you can be able to plot your pie charts as well as make some customizations that will help your pie chart be able to tell the kind of story that you want to tell. And I hope you've been able to find this video helpful. Please, if you have, kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.